one of the things that's great about the NFL, half of the players in the league are undrafted. You don't see that in the NBA. You don't see it in baseball. Most of your great players in the NBA are top 12 draft picks. Most of your great players in baseball, first and second round draft picks. But what makes the NFL special? It's the league of the overlooked. And Chris Harris goes to a basketball school at Kansas, and nobody's talking about Chris Harris. And all of a sudden, Chris Harris now looks like a Hall of Fame corner. He was great with Denver. The Chargers spent money. He's now their highest graded corner. He's a free agent, so he's going to get a nice bag of money and deserves every penny of it. Chris Harris Jr., Chargers cornerback, now joining us live. Hey, Chris, good to see you. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me.
You bet. So I got to ask you a bunch of questions. Let's start with Joe Burrow. I love the kid. You got a real look at him last week. Now, you guys got pressure on him. You got picks. What was your interpretation of Joe Burrow and what you saw?
Man, we had to speed up his process, man. He's a great quarterback, a young quarterback, ascendant. He can run. He can make all the throws, but we just had to speed up his process, make him decipher and really read the defense. And we thought we did a great job of getting pressure with the D-line and then confusing them in the secondary.
Yeah. So I want you to go back to the first time you saw Justin Herbert. He's this big, tall kid from Oregon. And I don't know if you sit around and watch Oregon games. But he comes into camp, and I want you, Chris, to tell me the first moment you're driving home from practice thinking, this guy's pretty good.
First day, man. First day, I knew he could be a top quarterback. Just seeing his fundamentals, he can make all the throws. And I was just thinking in my head, man, it's going to be hard for Tyrod to keep this guy off the field because he had all the intangibles the first day I seen him. I just knew that he had to get comfortable with the receivers. And this guy is the real deal. So I'm excited to see him continue to raise his level of play as the games get bigger.
Were you worried at all that Anthony Lynn out, so in his second year he's got a whole new playbook, he's got a whole new staff. Were you worried at all about a new coach, a defensive coach for the kid?
You can get worried about that sometimes, I did think about it. He had such a great chemistry with the OC last year, and then coming in this year with Coach Staley, Joe Lombardi. It's worked out great. I think he's been able to showcase everything that Justin can do. Have him on the run, throwing on the run, shotgun, under center. So Justin's been able to show everybody he can make all the plays from whatever type of play the coach wants him to run. So I think it's been very impressive for him his second year to continue to play at a high level.
By the way, you played with Peyton Manning, an older Peyton Manning. I don't think of them as similar players. I mean, they're both big physical presence, but do they have anything in common?
Yeah. Oh, they do, man. The love of the game. I think, and then also Justin is a perfectionist like Peyton. He wants to be perfect in everything that he does. And that's one thing that I've seen with Peyton and him. They definitely have that same connection. And, of course, the talent, man. When you can see this guy can make all the throws just like Peyton. Peyton Justin throws real hard, man. He can throw some rockets. Peyton had a little bit more touch,
right.
But that's probably a little bit of the difference right there.
So you guys played New England earlier this year, and we're watching him last night win a game throwing, 3 passes. So when you play, and one of the things they've said about New England is they've always had a physical presence and an identity. And I think like the Chargers' identity, I look at you guys and I think that's a big play offense. You're a big play team, big sacks, ball downfield. You're a big play team. When I look at New England, all this stuff about Brady, I always thought the key to them was they were built to play in bad weather and Foxborough. So, I mean, they're just physical. So when you played them earlier this year, when you face a Belichick or a Josh McDaniels offense, is it smarter? Is it trickier? What is it like to face?
Yeah. Oh, it's a chess match every time. And it's been like that since I've been in the league, 2011. They're going to test your weaknesses. They do things game to game. That's why people see, they ran the ball 3 times. Well, that's just Bill. He's going to do whatever it takes to win that game. And it's week to week with them. And when we were in a tight game with them, they had a better fourth quarter than us. They stretched out on us in the fourth.
Yep.
But we feel like we can play with those guys, man. So we have confidence in going against those teams. But we understand when you play against Bill Belichick, you got to be able to execute at a high level for 4 quarters.
Chris, what's interesting, we always talk about guys have a chip on their shoulder, and Breeze got overlooked and Brady got overlooked. Well, Chris Harris, you got overlooked, and we don't ever talk about defensive guys. And so you go to a basketball school, and then but Aqib Talib did, but Aqib was getting a lot of notoriety, and you weren't getting the notoriety. What go back? How much do you think that chip has helped you in your career?
Yeah. Man, that's really made me be who I am, playing that dog mentality, a fighter out there on the field. And that was always my identity. And whenever I lose that fight, that dog mentality, that's when I know it's time to hang it up. And I still got that. So that's just been my identity. And that's what it was kept me in the league 11 years, just being able to have that fight. Along with being able to play every position in the secondary.
And by the way, that's really interesting, Chris, because you're a free agent, and I know Telesco loves you. I know Tom well. Yeah. But you're going to get some offers because there's never been more good wide receivers, and I'm not sure corners are keeping up with receivers. There's not many great corners. So you're going to have teams come after you, and I never begrudge a player for taking more money. But you're also in a really cool situation. New stadium, cool roster, star quarterback. How important will the money be for you?
Yeah. Oh, man, I love it here, man. It's something I haven't even thought about, I just been focused on this season and doing whatever it takes to help out these young players here and get us on this strong run right now. It's time. This is when you got to make big-time plays, winning plays. In December, and that's the only thing we've just been focused on, man, the right now and whatever I can do to help this team get over this hump. So we feel like we got the pieces right now to do it, and so that's what the focus has been.
By the way, Kansas City's the rival in your division. You beat them earlier this year. They're a little off, Chris. They're not running the ball. What do you make of their struggles? What do you see?
I think they just started out slow, when it's hard when you got that target on your back. And I think they've been running the football a lot better, also been playing defense a lot better. So it's going to be a great matchup. We got them in 2 weeks, I think. But we know we got to take care of business with the Giants. We haven't been able to win 2 games in a row in a long time. So that's our focus right now is to try to start stringing these runs together. And it's going to be a great battle, man. 2 weeks of Thursday night football versus Chiefs.
I was watching that game last night, and it was terrible weather. You get the Giants at home. Have you ever played in weather as bad as last night?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think we had Tom Brady in the snow game in Denver. So we had some tough games out there in the snow. So weather games like that, you got to pack your defense. You got to pack your defense and your special teams because it's going to be a tough game for the quarterbacks.
Chris, great seeing you. Congrats on the season and the Chargers. Gigantic win at Cincinnati, and good talking to you.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. Going to get Hall of Fame votes. He's been a 4-time Pro Bowler, 11 years, a Super Bowl champ, and the highest-graded secondary guy, corner for the Chargers this year. Undrafted, out of a basketball school. It's really what makes the NFL very unique. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.